In LA this week.
I'm Anna Marcos here at the Museum of Illusions in Hollywood, where you can catch a few thrills, and we are upside down!
I'm Rasha Goel. Up next, how you can experience the diverse storytelling behind Guatemalan Masks here in Los Angeles.
Just how much effort does it take to put on a show at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery? I'm Gil Reyes with a behind-the-scenes look.
Hey everyone, I'm Umema Rashid. Here's what's happening on LA this week. It was the biggest party of the year in South LA as the Central Avenue Jazz Festival celebrated the musical history and culture of South Los Angeles, the West Coast birthplace of jazz music.
Put on some ribs, ice down the beer. The party's on and the coast is clear. Put on some beer.
We're here at the 24th Annual Central Avenue Jazz Festival. This is an opportunity for us to celebrate the history and legacy of Central Avenue.
Listen, put on some ribs, baby, some blues.
The music is great, the food is great, but most importantly, the people are great, and I'm gonna have a good time. And let's give a great round of applause to Curran Price. The price is right. God bless you all. Have one hell of a day.
It's very clear, darling, our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio, the telephone, movies that we know.
Many would say this is where West Coast jazz really originated. The musicians that played here were legendary.
What's behind this event is to pay homage to what Central Avenue was about. There was a time in Los Angeles you could literally walk down the street and you could bump into Ella Fitzgerald. You could bump into Count Basie, or you could bump into Billie Holiday.
Let's take it up! Hey! Dragonfly out in the sun. You know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies are having fun.
Los Angeles is the capital of forgetting. And so this festival, the intent of this festival, is to continue to celebrate what Central Avenue was about.
And I'm feeling good.
Interest in Central Avenue has been renewed for housing, for job creation, business development, and we want to encourage more of that.
A great opportunity for networking, for vendors, and I'm happy with the results. I will be back next year for sure.
Is this your first time at this event?
Yes, it is.
About 22 years I've been coming in. All the old guys like Buddy Collette and all of those guys, Gerald Wilson, they all done died. But you got a lot of young musicians that's coming up, and they sounding pretty good.
You guys having a good time?
The king began to sing. He said, move up, shabam, move up, boy, part of the band. All the head cats in the land heard it on the father's band. Crazy riffing is a thing, makes you wanna dance and sing. Abba-doo-bee, abba-doo-ba, boy, that's crazy riffing. Don't make sense, got no rhyme, it'll knock you out in time. Abba-doo-bee, abba-doo-ba, boy, that's crazy riffing.
You should have jazz every Sunday.
Events like this give all cultures an opportunity to learn about different cultures.
You see through the miracles of modern miracle science, man has figured out a way to extend the period of good times. So I wrote this song about a little blue pill. Looking for love, babe.
Nothing is better than us coming together, and music is like the international language.
Summertime is a great time to be outdoors and play sports like tennis. One group of lucky kids at the St. Andrews Recreation Center in South Los Angeles not only received special tennis lessons from professional coaches recently, they also learned about the importance of inclusiveness. Saida Pagan has more.
Imagine what it's like to play tennis in a wheelchair. These kids from the St. Andrews Recreation Center summer camp got this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Minutes earlier, they had had the chance to see an amazing demonstration from two wheelchair-bound tennis champs, Anthony Lara and Henry Reyes.
I appreciate them because I know what they're going through, not being able to get up and run around like everybody else.
Now today I'm able to give back and share some of the smiles and share my experience, but mostly share the game I love.
The wheelchair demonstration and the group tennis lessons are all the result of a partnership that the U.S. Tennis Association has with the Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks. The goal is to increase the number of tennis programs across the city.
Now that these kids have seen how challenging it can be to play tennis in a wheelchair, they say they realize that life has no limits.
8-year-old Blair Ball says she's ready for more tennis.
I really liked how to play tennis, and with a lot of help and having a partner. And on the wheelchairs, it wasn't that very hard. It was just like moving the wheel and like hitting the ball.
It's all about education, awareness, trying it, and see that they can do it. When I see some of these kids hit that tennis ball while they are sitting in a wheelchair, it's amazing.
The LA Recreation and Parks Department plans to develop and expand an adaptive sports program. So in the future, expect to see more opportunities for all children to compete in sports.
For more information on the Department of Recreation and Parks events and activities, log on to laparks.org. Every year, the Grammy Museum hosts a summer camp. This year, students were treated to a performance by a popular folk band. Anita Bennett has the details.
This could be so easy if you could see it through my eyes.
For music-loving high school students, this is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. An afternoon with Seattle folk band, The Head and the Heart, as part of the Grammy Museum's Grammy Camp. The band belted out several songs and answered questions on breaking into the business.
Yeah, like a month after we all lost our jobs, we signed a record deal, and that's been our full-time gig since, that was 9 years ago.
They stopped for pictures and chatted up the importance of music.
Music allows for you to kind of go across the lines, go outside of the lines, and express, your angst, all of the emotions, the good, the bad, and if you can channel that in a productive, beautiful form, that's really affirming for youth.
This is the 15th year the Grammy Museum has held an interactive summer camp.
The goal of Grammy Camp is to take these students who have a passion for multiple areas of music, on the business side, on the technical side, on the performance side, and give them a sense of what the music industry is like and get them thinking about developing a plan to help them reach that goal.
The 5-day camp is hosted by USC and held in the school's music complex. Now, when they're not listening to live performances, the students spend their days in classes learning about things like songwriting and audio engineering. Let's go take a look.
That's why I keep the room mic right here, so I can... Great job, sorry about that.
Information the students hope to use well into the future.
I hope to send it out, use it all in the real world and be able to work with artists and bands and work on an efficient level.
But for now, he can just sit back and enjoy the music.
Your magic is something to me.
Grammy Camp is open to students from across the country. For details on how to apply for next year's camp, head on over to GrammyInTheSchools.com. Parks in the San Fernando Valley just got a lot more beautiful thanks to more than 400 Boy Scouts who came out to clean them.
Welcome to North Hollywood Park. I am so thrilled to see so many Scouts and Scouters here to be able to make a difference in this community.
We're here today to help beautify and clean up North Hollywood Park.
Boy Scouts of America approached us. They're a great organization. They wanted to do a cleanup here at this park and other neighboring parks, so we say why not? Great opportunity.
We're gonna paint the graffiti, and we're gonna mulch the trees, and we're gonna rake.
Expression, many hands make light work. This is an example of that.
Stop littering. You have to pick up your trash, care about the environment.
He is learning to save the environment, and he's being responsible not just to clean it, but keep it clean.
Over 400 Scouts have volunteered.
Part of the reason that we're here today is to kind of restore a little bit of that goodwill to help uplift our parks and our communities.
This project that you're doing is going to be seen by the entire North Hollywood community. We see all of these young people here who could be doing any number of things on a beautiful Saturday morning, but instead of doing those things for themselves, they're coming here to be helpful to others.
A program that helps create relationships between police officers and kids is launched in the Mission area. City officials reinstate a ban on sleeping in a car overnight, and Twitter launches a tool that can connect you to the world. All this in City Beat.
City Councilwoman Nuri Martinez and the LAPD recently launched the Mission Area Police Activities League program in North Hills. The crime prevention program will work to create a positive influence on the youth in the area by relying on recreational and educational activities to create a trust between law enforcement and the kids. From July 25th to August 4th, Twitter users have the chance to have video interactions with each other in a global conversation. Hashtag TweetUp, powered by Shared Studios, will have 40 fully immersive spaces to create a worldwide meeting place.
What we're trying to do is encourage people to embrace difference across distance. And we want people to meet people who they wouldn't have otherwise met.
The LA City Council voted to once again ban sleeping or living in vehicles within 500 feet of schools or parking on residential streets between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. The ban has started immediately and is scheduled for 6 months.
As if Hollywood isn't already full of fun places, well, here's one more. The Museum of Illusions will titillate all your senses and will leave you hanging upside down. Or will it? Adam Marcos takes us on a wild tour.
Here at the Museum of Illusions, you will get plenty of thrills, including this upside-down house where you can do all kinds of crazy antics.
All the childhood fantasies or nightmares you've ever had are about to come true at Hollywood's Museum of Illusions.
Illusions are awesome.
Can you walk on the ceiling? You bet. And is this guy doing yoga on top of the fridge or holding up the fridge? Jurassic dinosaur bones for your dog? You got it. Or how about a little time on the red carpet hobnobbing with the stars?
He's amazing. It kind of just emits like 3D and just like your perspective of it. It's kind of cool just messing around, taking pictures.
It kind of expands our little imagination of like our children, you know, how we used to be like when we were 5, 6 years old. It's like we're kind of playing it out, and so it's pretty cool.
Pretend like you just saw a shark right there. What would you do? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Oh yeah, you even get concierge-level help posing for your pics if you want, from the very imaginative staff.
I didn't scream! 1, 2, 3.
Cupcake joys, having to escape skyscrapers on fire, Fantasies, colorful, pretty, bad, scary, and ugly, are all at your disposal.
I'm like, yo, let's smile, let's have fun, be extra, because this is the place where you can do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to have fun, get the best extra that I could.
For some people, though, all of Hollywood, both inside and outside the museum, is one big fantasy funhouse.
Like if an artist were to just pronounce his imagination, I feel like Hollywood is a definition. I really love Hollywood. It's a piece of art.
Michelangelo, move over.
For more information, visit laillusions.com. They say to never judge a book by its cover, but have you ever wondered about masks, their creation, history, and the story they're telling? Rasha Goel has more on an exhibit that brings us the stories of Central America.
80 masks depicting the narratives and history of the indigenous and non-indigenous populations of Guatemala are now on display at Fowler Museum at UCLA. It's the Guatemalan Masks exhibit. The masks embody key characters from historically and culturally significant dance dramas.
Many of the masks that you see in here represent key characters out of traditional masquerade performances. And some of them are about the history of the conquest, of the Spanish conquest of indigenous Guatemala. Some of them are staging the narratives of the histories of Catholic saints. Some of them are about animal pageants that sort of demonstrate moral values.
I am so fascinated by all these masks. The masks are handcrafted and carved, and some of the oldest ones date back to the late 18th century.
You see masks that represent living combatants, and you also see masks that represent folks that have fallen in battle.
The masks were usually worn by local residents or people from semi-professional folk troupes that were paid to perform. Coming to this exhibition, you're sure to learn something new.
In many ways reminiscent of Indonesian masks, which is quite extraordinary. I never had that conception before I walked in here today.
Seeing these things take back us to history, like when there was nothing, we didn't have all this technology and modern world. These days now, where we have all these source of entertainment, we have everything, but we are still bored and lonely in life.
There's so much more to see here. To get the ultimate experience, you need to come down to Guatemalan Masks. The exhibit runs through October 6th, and it's free.
In addition to the exhibit, there are also activities for adults and children such as kite building and sculpting. You can find more information at fowler.ucla.edu/events. Okay, here's a question you don't hear every day. Do animal intestines gross you out? Well, it's food for so many cultures, perhaps even yours. As Gil Reyes reports, that's the theme of a new exhibit at LA's longest running art institution.
The Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery puts on an average of 9 exhibits of contemporary art every year. Today we go behind the scenes for a glimpse at all the effort it takes just to put on one show.
And it happens to be their biggest art show of the year. A year's worth of planning has gone into the upcoming Awful exhibit at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery.
The pressure's not only on the applicants that are hoping their works will get selected into this show. We also then have all of these artworks to manage and artists to communicate with.
Curators say it is crunch time. More than 40 selected artists now work with museum staff to put everything up by opening day. The exhibit's name, Awful, refers to the eating of animal innards or intestines, how different cultures do it, and how we Americans respond.
There's that idea of other people eating those innards, like we don't eat those things. But one of the most common kind of American foods is made of offal, which are the common hot dogs. Oftentimes Americans they themselves are in denial that they eat a lot of that stuff too.
Artist Janine Shinoda will have several works on display.
In order to get the work here, a van had to come and pick up the work because it was too fragile to be in a car. For my work, this is the first time it's actually been installed in a gallery, so I came here to ensure that it was done properly. My artwork is two-sided, and so it means It means that it needs to be hung in a way that people can get around to both sides and see both sides. So that was a consideration that had to be taken in.
And there's strategy behind that. You just don't hang whatever on the wall. You have to have
visually appealing, also stimulating for your mind.
It's food for thought. Check out Awful at the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery at Barnsdall Art Park. Opening reception is on Sunday, August 11th. The exhibit runs through late September.
Established in 1954, the Los Angeles Municipal Art Gallery is LA's longest-running institution dedicated to art. It's located next to the famed Hollyhock House. As always at the gallery, the exhibit is free. For more info about the museum, visit lamag.org. They're a group of female filmmakers who are creating their own unique space for women in the film industry. We meet these LA-based trailblazers in part one of a two-part report.
I assume you're reading for the role of cashier?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, you're obviously not reading for hot female customer.
Touché.
I went through hundreds and hundreds of festivals, and I just wanted to find something very specific. Woman, funny, Latina.
I kind of went through, looked at the reviews, just went to the website and looked at other things that had been submitted, and then I was like, wow, I think I might have a shot at this, and so I entered.
Many years ago, I was an actress in Like Mother, Like Death, which won the Audience Choice Award. You know, and so then when I was beginning to do my own things, it came across my radar, and I was like, I remember this festival.
I just loved the log line. It says, women write, women direct, everyone laughs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When we went there, I have never been in a room full of female filmmakers. Like, we are the majority.
And I left so energized. I was like, oh my gosh, all these women creators. Like, I had never seen that before. So I was just so excited to be with other women creators that were like, not a Shonda Rhimes, but that were actually like, we were all on the same level and we could compare notes. And it was, it was awesome.
Yeah, you're at your house, like, you do feel insecure and you're like, oh, I'll never get anywhere. And oh, everybody's ahead of me. But I have to say, I follow Amy on Instagram, and she's like posting almost every day about her web series. And to me, that's extremely inspiring because like, I want to give up every day. But then I see her, like, you're what, on third season?
Yes.
That's incredibly inspiring.
You know, really that's our secret power, our secret weapon is supporting each other and lifting each other up so that eventually we're going to populate the film industry with broads.
There's plenty of room at the table, I think, for everybody. And the idea is that, like, we lift each other up and we support each other. And I don't, as much as it's a film festival competition and things like that, really, like, just being here and being together is what the prize is. To get to see that quality of work and then be like, I was included in this quality of work. Like, oh, that makes me feel special. And it was inspiring to watch other people's things.
I really admire the Broad Humor Fest for allowing us to share our voice with a community.
So many places we don't get to tell that story, right? Because there's all of these ideas about women in filmmaking, right? Like, women aren't funny, you know, or you know, women aren't good directors or not good leaders or whatever it is, right? And then there's this festival that, like, is just blowing the doors off of all of that, all of those notions that are just not true, they're false.
I think you achieved all of the goals that you probably set forth for the festival in terms of empowering women, inspiring women, showcasing women.
It's not just a festival for women, it is in that we are the ones, the filmmakers, but you know, everybody was there, men and women were really enjoying the films and the screenplays, you know, everybody was laughing together.
Because if nobody's seen it, if you don't see it, if you don't see a representation of that, you never know that it exists and you don't know that it's out there. And this festival really highlights that and is wonderful at it.
What I was pleasantly surprised about the first time that I submitted for the festival, it's run by these brilliant women of color. And like, we know what it's like to feel left out of the conversation and to not have a platform. So when you give a woman a platform, she's gonna make sure that more people are represented and more communities are represented. And that's what I love about the festival. And that's why I hope I come back again.
Next week, we go behind the scenes with the women as they put together the festival. If you love tea, like me, here's your chance to try a variety of different flavors. Shimmy and shake at a dance party, and get up and close and personal with Japanese culture. All this and things to do.
Come one, come all to the 11th annual Los Angeles Tanabata Festival. This Japanese festival is celebrated along streets and inside shopping malls decorated with large, colorful streamers suspended by cables and rope. Wish upon a streamer at the 11th annual Tanabata Festival, happening August 10th and 11th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. For details, visit tanabatalosAngeles.org. Tea lovers and inquisitive newcomers alike are invited to experience the Los Angeles Tea Festival 2019. Come sip on top quality tea and engage in in-depth discussions and presentations on teas from every region. Try unique tea pairings, craft tea-infused cocktails, and boba while enjoying colorful performances and activities. The LA Tea Festival is fun for the whole family August 10th and 11th. The event takes place at the Magic Box at the Reef from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more info, visit their listing on Eventbrite. Get ready to shimmy and shake at the Rock This Plaza Rockabilly Dance Party. Enjoy live performances by two of LA's top rockabilly bands, Official Gamblers Mark and Moonlight Trio. The night also includes pre-1960s hot rod cars, East Side vendors selling vintage items, and more. It's all happening at the Rock This Plaza Rockabilly Dance Party. The party kicks off at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes on August 10th, beginning at 7 p.m. For more information, check out their listing on Eventbrite. Red Cat's annual New Original Works Festival returns for 2019. This summer, Laboratory features contemporary dance, theater, music, and multimedia performances. This year's festival debuts 9 new works by LA emerging and mid-career artists. Explore hybrid artistic disciplines at the 16th annual New Original Works Festival, happening now through August 10th at the Red Cat Theater in downtown LA. For more details, visit redcat.org/festival/now19. Join the herd at a fun-filled weekend in celebration of World Elephant Day. The LA Zoo invites you to learn amazing facts about these magnificent animals and to explore various ways that the zoo and others are working to safeguard elephants in the wild. The World Elephant Day celebration happens all weekend, August 10th and 11th. The celebration will take place at the LA Zoo and Botanical Gardens. For more information, visit lazoo.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
That's it for this edition. I'm Umaima. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.